with an AEW star pulled from a wrestling event and more. This is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on, and don't forget to like the video. When it comes to Jeff Hardy joining the NWA, Ringside News wrote, while speaking with Steve of Ringside News, Brian Idol was asked about Jeff Hardy appearing in the NWA. Idol expressed his belief that Jeff Hardy joining NWA would be straightforward if Hardy wanted to do it. Idol suggested that if any free agent wrestler wanted to join NWA, they should reach out to someone within the organization, whether it's him, Billy Corgan, or anyone else. He emphasized that the door is open to many people and that the idea could at least be discussed. I think it would be as simple as him, Jeff Hardy, wanting to do it. I think maybe I can get this message out a little differently. If anybody's watching this or you want to capture this moment, if you're a free agent wrestler and you want to come to the NWA, just reach out to somebody. Reach out to me or Billy or whoever you can. If you really want to come, I'm sure you could at least talk about the idea. I would say the door is open to a lot of people, and I think we'd be pumped about it. If somebody reached out to me and said, hey, I want to do it, I know who to pass them over to, you know what I mean. Idol mentioned that he knows Billy Corgan's mindset, which is open to working with anyone who wants to do the right thing. He clarified that NWA shouldn't be seen as a cash grab, unlike how some people might view other federations. He encouraged wrestlers who might be hesitant, thinking they wouldn't be wanted or their request might be too outrageous, to consider NWA. He added that NWA offers more than people might expect, whether they want to check it off their list or stick around for the schedule or the people. Idol also noted that if Jeff Hardy, who shares a musical background with Billy Corgan, reached out, he could potentially benefit from that connection. He encouraged wrestlers to call NWA, suggesting they have nothing to lose. Idol expressed his enthusiasm about the possibility of wrestling Hardy again if he joined NWA, stating it would be amazing. I also know Billy Corgan's mindset. He's open to dealing with anybody who wants to do the right thing. I wouldn't label NWA as a cash grab, but some people might think that about other federations. If you want to come and check that off the list, or maybe stick around because you like the schedule or the people, NWA has a lot more to offer than someone might think. They might wonder, why would they want me? Or maybe I'm asking something too ridiculous. But if someone's like, hey, Jeff Hardy, you know, Billy's also a musician, maybe you call Billy up, maybe he helps you out with some music stuff. I think you could probably benefit from that. Call the NWA. What do you have to lose? If he did come to NWA, I'd love to wrestle him again. That would be amazing. Going over UK talent that ended up at Smackdown in Scotland, Ringside News wrote, over the weekend, WWE brought the excitement of Friday Night Smackdown and Clash at the Castle premium live event to Scotland, where they were met with enthusiastic crowds. Adding to the excitement, WWE invited several familiar faces from the UK independent wrestling scene to the events. According to Fightful Select's Corey Bridge, veteran, and WWE extended invitations to at least 10 names from the UK indie scene to attend the pair of tapings as extras and guests. Those names include Damian Corvin, Progress Women's World Champion, Rio, Aaron Echo, Andy Roberts, Shreddy, BT Gunn, RP Davies, Danny Jones, and Mulligan were among those invited. These were additional names invited, though their identities have not been confirmed as of yet. Several of the invited talents participated in extra work during the events. Notably, RP Davies was spotted on WWE's social media helping AJ Styles backstage after his I Quit match with Cody Rhodes at Clash of the Castle. As of now, no deals have been reported to be offered to the invited talent. Many of them continue to wrestle in shows over the weekend in Glasgow. Gabe Sapolsky played a significant role in organizing and inviting the talent to the events, leveraging his experience in scouting talent for WWE. During the Clash of the Castle post-show press conference, Triple H highlighted the success that many WWE extras have gone on to achieve, underscoring the importance of such opportunities. This initiative not only provides exposure for UK indie wrestlers, but also strengthens WWE's relationship with the independent wrestling scene. As these talents continue to make their mark, fans will be watching closely to see if any of them secure a more permanent spot within WWE. Talking about a potential match with current WWE star Gunther, The Undertaker said this on Insight with Chris Van Vliet. I'm not fond of chops at all. I did work Flair. I told Flair he gets 3. I think I ended up giving him more. You get 3 chops. I'm pretty sure he got more than 3. I let Shawn Michaels chop me up pretty good too. It's a weird deal with me. I'd rather get a potato than for a punch to look bad. I'd rather you hit me in a safe spot, but hit me and we'll get by. I'd rather the match be good than me selling a punch that misses by 6 inches. Guys spend all this time working on their punches and trying to work light and then just knock the crap out of you with a chop. It was just a thing. I would love right now to be able to work with Gunther. I would let him chop the out of me. I would love to work with him. Asked if he drew inspiration from pro wrestlers for his promos in MMA, UFC Hall of Famer Chael Sonnen told Flagrant, I would definitely ask myself, what would Stone Cold in this situation? I would sometimes even call Stone Cold up and say, in this situation, how would you handle this? Your character, how would that happen? He gave me a couple of promos for John Jones. It was more ideas. I ended up not even using it. I called him, he answered the phone, and I was like, this guy is a lot younger and bigger. He says, I'm driving down the road right now. 2-lane road with a yellow stripe down the middle. It reminds me of John Jones. That yellow stripe down his back, he starts cutting a promo. But it's what is actually happening. It was more to turn my brain as to what a promo was and what people wanted to hear. Mentioning the storylines in AEW, Eric Bischoff noted on his 83 Weeks podcast, from a storyline point of view, that company is bleeding out on the table and it needs triage. Right now, your characters are all over the map. There's some great characters there, but there's some that aren't. There's a lot of them that are the same. 75% of that roster looks like they're there to change your tires. Going over AEW Dynamite, which saw just over 500,000 viewers for this week's episode, Ringside News wrote that AEW has seen a lot of growth over the past 5 years, but one of the company's biggest issues is undoubtedly the gradual decline in ratings for their shows. Notably, Dynamite. The June 19th edition of Dynamite ended up setting a record low for the show, and the likely reasons for that have been revealed. As previously reported, the June 19th edition of AEW Dynamite drew 502,000 viewers and achieved a rating of 0.16 in the coveted 18 to 49 demographic, and this was an all-time low record for Dynamite. Fightful Select reached out to various sources within AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery to get their reactions. AEW sources noted that the typical lead-in for Dynamite, The Big Bang Theory, usually attaches a demo number of 200 to 250,000 for its final quarter hour. However, this week's lead-in was Black Panther, which drew under 85,000 in the demo for the final quarter hour, leading to a considerable drop-off. They believe the missing viewers were the usual lead-in watchers who didn't tune in this week. Despite the lead-in drop, AEW sources mentioned that the tune-in numbers were strong, suggesting that the initial audience remained engaged once the show started. AEW Town expressed surprise at the low viewership numbers. A WBD representative attributed the decline to several factors, including the Juneteenth holiday, competition from Olympic trials, and College Baseball World Series, and unusually good weather, especially in the Northeast, which led to more people being out and about. The representative downplayed the significance of the low viewership, indicating that it was likely an anomaly and expected numbers to rebound the following week. Just a very odd week in general, and a confluence of stuff. Juneteenth holiday in the middle of the week. When does a midweek holiday ever happen? In late spring/summer months. Competition with Olympic trials and college baseball all-world series in prime time. Amazing weather in much of the country, especially up here in the Northeast. So lots more people out and about. Wouldn't really put much into one week's number, although I know the wrestling community likes to go nuclear with these kinds of one-offs, indicating they expect the number to increase next week. It was added that, according to Fightful Select, a WBD source emphasized that the low viewership does not affect the potential for a new AEW WBD deal. While neither AEW nor WBD sources mention the Kendrick Lamar concert broadcast on Wednesday, online reactions suggest it might have also contributed to the lower viewership, albeit possibly to a minor extent. Another WBD source says this number does not affect the potential of a new AEW WBD deal. Lucha Libre Acapulco revealed on Facebook that AEW star Penta El Zermiedo would not be on their show for June 29th, writing, "Dear followers, media, and general public, we are writing to you with great respect and transparency to inform you about an unforeseen situation that affects our next wrestling event scheduled for Saturday, June 29th of the current year. We want to inform you that unfortunately the fighter Penta will not be able to appear as originally announced. The reason for this cancellation is because Penta has received a call all from the company All Elite Wrestling, AEW, with whom he has a current contract. AEW has required his presence for one of its events recorded for TV, which has made it impossible for him to participate in our event. We want to make it clear that Lucha Libre Acapulco has no responsibility for this cancellation. From our side, all the commitments established with the fighter and his team were fulfilled, including the payment of advances and the corresponding negotiation process. Proof of this is the video that the fighter sent confirming his attendance in a timely manner and in the agreed terms. We understand and share the disappointment that this news may generate among our followers and attendees. We deeply appreciate your understanding and support at this time. We are working hard to ensure that the event is equally exciting and satisfying for all fans. Lucha Libre Acapulco is committed to continuing to offer high-quality shows and maintaining open and honest communication with all of you. Thank you for your attention and understanding. Taking to social media, Stone Cold Steve Austin showed off his cats.
And man, right now I was thinking about this. I'm not trying to turn my page into a cat channel, but you got to work with the talent you got. And I got a lot of talent here. So Poncho, I got Poncho figured in as my world champion. And look at that. So Poncho is my world champion, and little Macho, where are you, buddy? There you are. See he just attacked me. So I got a little Macho is my I have Macho as my Intercontinental Champion. Now, you know that IC belt, that was more of a worker's belt. As prestigious as it was, that IC title was kind of a worker's belt. And anyway, we know how green Macho is. He's not a great worker yet, but we're just trying to build him. We're going to make Macho with this belt. Pretty soon, Macho will make that belt, and it'll be synergy, and it's win-win. So there's my world champ that I'm working with, booking him on top. No one beats Poncho. He's gonna go undefeated for a long, long, long time. Little Macho, while he's learning the ropes, he might end up doing a favor here or there, but we just got to keep this little bastard alive. Poncho can't lose any more siblings or friends out here. And I tell you what, they're dropping like flies. So we got to keep Macho, our prestigious Intercontinental Champion, up and running. That's enough bullshit. I'm out.
All right, WWE Universe Raw General Manager Adam Pearce with an update finally after a tumultuous week. As I'm sure most of you are aware, several of our social accounts were hacked. And now that they're firmly back under our control, we can get back to business. To that end, Chad Gable, everyone saw the heinous attack last week. Despite that attack, and despite being severely shaken up, Chad Gable is medically cleared and will compete this Monday in a triple threat qualifying match for the Money in the Bank ladder match against Braun Strowman and Big Bronson Reed. Again, the breaking news: in a huge display of guts, Chad Gable will compete, with the winner going on to Toronto and the Money in the Bank ladder match. It happens this Monday live in Indianapolis on Monday Night Raw, 8/7 Central, only on USA. Thank you for bearing with us. Thank you for allowing me to deliver this message. And thank you for the privilege of your time.
And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.